Good morning, everyone. This is Brian Jew on The Drive-In, and you're listening to The Drive-In on TBS efm. And today is New Year's Eve, so right now I'm very excited. I have a lot of things set up for tonight with friends and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people all over the world are planning things for the New Year's Eve parties, end of the world parties. Not world, but day, 2012. Tomorrow's a new year, so 2012 is finally gone, and 2013 is right around the corner. So I hope 2013 is a great new year for you all. In 2012, a lot of great things happened. Like I got my own program here, just exciting things, made new friends at the station. And most importantly, I said earlier, it's the end of the world, but no, the world didn't end. And that's the best part. So we're going to start off today's show to reflect the past year with a wonderful song from a wonderful artist. This is Christina Aguilera singing Reflection from the 1998 Disney animated film Mulan, requested by Ogni. Check it out. That was Christina Aguilera with Reflection from the Mulan original soundtrack, and it was requested by Ogni. So, Ogni, hope you made your day, your final 2012 day with that song. Right now, you're listening to TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, GFN 98.7 in Gwangju, and 93.7 in Yeosu. I'm your host, Brian Jew, and I remind you guys how to get in contact with us. It's pretty simple. You can call us here at the studio at 02-778-1013, or simply send a text at #1013, but you will be charged 51, so keep that in mind. And also, you can email us at efmdrivin@gmail.com, or simply tweet us. It's at efmdrivin. And remember, request songs and give us shout-outs, whatever, but the songs must be from a movie or a TV show. It just can't be any pop track or Brian Jew track or any K-pop track. It's got to be from a film or a movie or TV show. And with that said, we have some Twitter comments right now. We have Ongni. She said, good morning. 3 days, didn't have the drive-in. The Three Musketeers. Oh, wait, drive-in. I'm really miss your voice. Let's say goodbye to 2012 together, fighting. Well, Ongni, we played your song, and we are going to say goodbye together because you're tuning in right now, so thank you so much. We also, from BFF Walker's Asiatics, wrote, my resolution is not to make a resolution because I don't keep them. Oh, you already made a New Year's resolution not to make a New Year's resolution. That's a smart idea because a lot of people, what happens is this time of year comes around where you make new promises and, you have new goals in life, especially with New Year's resolutions, and you never really stick to it. And like, I know a friend who's like, I'm going to start my diet. I was like, that was 5 years ago when you said it and never happened. Yes. So don't make resolutions that you can't keep. Don't throw it out there. Do something that's maintainable. Also, we have one from Brian Jew Canada International. She wrote, Reflection, love the song Mulan. Happy New Year's Eve, B. So good to hear your voice. Thank you very much. I know who you are, Brian Jew Canada. Your support means so much to me. And with that said, right now, it is time for the scene of the day. Now, today's scene of the day comes from a really funny movie about immigration to the United States. This is one of the movies I grew up loving because it's just hilarious from beginning to end. And the film is called Coming to America, and it was released in 1988. And it stars Eddie Murphy as Hakeem Jaffer, the Prince of Zamunda. Do you remember that name? Prince of Zamunda? Yes. And he's got a trusty retainer, Semi, played by Arsenio Hall. Remember that TV show? That was one of my favorite TV shows growing up. And his father, the king, is played by James Earl Jones. Now, the movie is about the prince wanting to escape an arranged marriage, so he flees to America, getting a job at McDowell's. It's a restaurant, pretty much a knockoff of, Mickey D's, but they call it McDowell's. And there he develops a crush on his boss's daughter, and the plot goes on from there. So, one interesting thing about this movie is that Eddie Murphy, he's very infamous for playing many characters in one film, and he does the same thing in this. I think this is probably the first film he actually did this before, like The Nutty Professor and all that stuff. And in this scene, they're in a barbershop, and Eddie Murphy is playing a barber and 3 different customers. So, let's listen to him discuss about boxing. Yes. Now, in this scene, Eddie Murphy is playing all the parts, and one of his characters suggests that Muhammad Ali should be the name by which the famous boxer should be called. And the others decide to use his pre-conversion name of Cassius Clay. And this scene's really funny if you actually watch the movie. People that are born anytime after the year 2000 probably doesn't know this film, but I urge you. These are one of the classic comedies of all time. You need to go watch Coming to America. There are some vulgar language in this, so I urge you, if you're going to watch it with a young child, to make sure you cover his ears or eyes or whatever. but it's a funny movie. And the Three Putzes. For those of you who aren't from the States, who are not a native language English speaker, putz is like basically a slang word that means someone who's not really all there. You know, they're not really wise. They're kind of ignorant. And then in this scene, that's what happens with the three guys at the barbershop. And that's why the Jewish guy calls them Three Putzes. They changed the name to Three Putzes. Well, we're going to listen to a song from this funny movie. And there's this System with Coming to America. That was The System with Coming to America from the Coming to America soundtrack. Now, it's Monday, so you know what that means. Mike Jones will be joining me in the studio for another Action Monday. And I know he's brought his punch-o-meter as well, because that's the only meter I'd allow him to bring. That kiss-o-meter stuff that he brought last time, a smooch-o-meter. Disgusting. Very disgusting. Anyways, I wonder what movie Mike is going to bring today. But only time will tell. So if you want to find out, stick around. And that's going to be right after intermission. Right now we're going to go into some Twitter comments again. And we have one from Brian to Japan. She wrote, "Good morning." And then everything's in Japan or Japanese, so I can't read it. So thank you very much. Good morning to you as well. Rhea Butler wrote, "Coming to America, that is a hilarious movie." Yes, it is. See, Rhea, you know what you're talking about. You go, girl. You do your thing with your comedy. We have one from Serena Chong. She wrote, "Good morning. Oh, miss your voice over the long weekend." Well, I'm back. See? All weekends, the weekend ended. Now it's back to the weekend. I'm here. So you guys can listen to me this whole week, Monday through Friday. We also have Brian Ju, Singapore wrote, "Happy New Year's Eve, Brian Ju Music, EFM Drive-In, 7 Ethics, want to request Tarzan and Jane by Toy Box." Alrighty, well, with all those Twitter comments said, I want to go into the next song request right now. The next song is actually requested by Sylvie from the 1995 film French Kiss, starring Kevin Kline and Meg Ryan. And this film is about a woman who flies to France to check up on her wandering fiancé, but she gets into a little bit of trouble when someone next to her on the plane tries to use her to smuggle something into the country. So, you know what's going to happen. Trouble what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So let's find out what happens after this song. If you guys get this movie, then you'll find out. Ha ha ha. Anyways, this is from the movie. And this is Kevin Kline singing himself with La Mer, which means the sea. Once again, that was Kevin Kline with La Mer from the French Kiss original soundtrack. And right now we're going to the next song. The next song is requested by Mia, and it's a Mandy Moore track, and it's called I Wanna Be With You. Well, Mia, I want to be with you as well. Thank you very much. And I wish I could meet all my listeners. It's so great, because last time we had that open studio, and to have all the listeners just actually in the studio with me in person to watch me do my thing, and I can watch you guys experience what I do. It was fun. So this song is for you guys. This is I Want to Be With You by Mandy Moore from the Center Stage original soundtrack. Check it out. It's time for Mikey Jones. He's in the studio. Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear that muffled sound?
What is that?
That's my gloves. It
Are
is
you that
freezing in
cold?
here.
Are you that cold?
I'm freezing, man.
Yes, it is kind of cold.
How can you
It's
do
very
it?
cheery.
It's it's cheery in here.
Yes.
How's it going, Brian?
It's great. I had a great Christmas week.
Fantastic. Did you get some good presents?
I did.
Yeah.
I had some great presents.
Awesome.
Not just from my friends and family, but my amazing fans from all over the world.
Oh man, you're lucky.
Always get me great gifts.
My cat had a better Christmas than I did.
Your cat?
Yes, I
Why is that?
I got my cat some wonderful presents.
Why is your cat?
She is very happy with her new little scratch pole and a new big bag of catnip.
Okay.
Actually, it's already gone. My cat's a bit of a catnip addict. But anyhow.
Wow.
Yeah, she mowed that stuff down already. Pig.
And how big of a bag was it? Like 20 kilos?
It was a 16-ounce bag.
16-ounce bag?
No, it's just
That's called spoiling your cat?
No, man. If you don't know, catnip makes cats crazy. Anyway, it's just one of those little bags you get from like the pet store.
And that was your cat's Christmas gift?
I got her some other little cat mice thingies.
I got my dog
and...
custom-made biscuits from a doggy bakery.
Wow. And like, is there a doggy bakery here? And
I just joked around. See your reaction.
Oh man, that's pretty cool. That sounds like something you'd get in LA or something. Like,
actually,
come get
I
our
just
fresh-made organic dog biscuits.
They have those. I don't know where I saw one in Korea a few times, but those kind of places, since not a lot of people want to go out to buy organic, home-baked goods for their dogs, they go in and out of business quickly.
What's really interesting, though, people will still paint their dogs' ears red and green and blue.
Never do that.
Paint their fingernails, etc. But they won't buy organic biscuits for their dogs.
Yeah, domesticate them, but that's about it.
I've seen a photo of your dog. I hope that you don't ever paint its ears pink.
I mean, it's girly enough, but yeah.
Anyways, cute little dog. Yes,
we're not here to talk about girly stuff. We're here to talk about Action Mondays.
We are, and it's actually New Year's Action Monday. So this is the last day of the year, and that means that next time you hear from Brian, it's going to be 2013. I guess that means, Brian, that we didn't die, that the Mayan calendar was wrong, and that life will go on.
We're gonna party like it's 3012. Maybe it's 3012, not 2012.
Well, I heard somebody say that we should go into a cave and write 3012 inside the cave, and then we're gonna freak the next people out. Generations that go past to be like.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start writing it out on random trees,
the
different
world
dates.
will end in 3012.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Okay, speaking of which, since it's New Year's Eve.
So this is what we're talking about. I'm going to ask you the question as we go on here. I want to know what your resolution is for the New Year's. But this movie that I'm talking about is actually probably not a resolution that anyone in this movie could ever hope for.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the movie Poseidon?
Poseidon. Of course.
Oh, good.
It's about a big boat.
It's about a big boat, the MS Poseidon, and big boat, what do you call them, luxury
ships?
Cruise liner.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of people on it, and they're all there for New Year's, and they're having a great time, and all of a sudden, a big giant wave out of the middle of nowhere comes and blows the boat upside down and kills almost everybody on board.
You mean flips the boat upside down?
Flips the boat upside down.
You lived in Korea too long.
What did I say?
Blows the boat upside down.
Well,
blowing would be wind. It was a wave.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Anyway. Hey, it flips the boat upside down, and so only a handful of survivors, because apparently when you flip a boat upside down, the big cruise liner,
but technically
a lot of people
handful
die.
of survivors. You can't really put a handful of people in your hand. That's going to hurt.
It's a giant hand.
Okay.
There's basically
hand.
about 8 people that are surviving or so, and it's really good for them because it just so happens that it's all the main stars that survive. I don't know how that works, but anyway,
it's Hollywood, obviously.
Oh, it's terrible. Anyway, so this handful of survivors remain, and it's their job to find their way out of the belly of this beast, the overturned ship. And basically, it's an action-packed movie. Every turn as they try to find their way to the there's an escape hatch at the bottom of the ship that's now the top of the ship, and they try to make their way to that escape hatch, and every turn that they find there's a new adventure. The nature and this dastardly ship are out to get them, and it's a really good show. It's a remake of a 1972 film called The Poseidon Adventure. And if you want a good movie, I recommend that also.
A remake.
It is.
Okay.
Really good film. However, the CG graphics in this version are much better.
Ooh.
Much better.
Yes, I did see this movie.
You did?
I did agree.
Yep.
The graphics were way better.
Yep.
Alrighty, well, with that said, we're going to talk about this movie more, but we're going to play a song for you guys.
It's a wonderful song. It's a song that's actually all about New Year's. This is like a famous New Year's song. It's sung by a wonderfully beautiful voice, a lady by the name of Sissel. And she sings Old Lang Syne.
That was Sissel with Old Lang Syne. I don't know the words to this.
You should sing it, Brian.
Old Lang Syne.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a request that you learn how to sing it. And,
well, I mean, if you give me the lyric sheet.
Well, it's all in Irish, so I don't know what it says anyway.
So they're singing it in Gaelic?
Well, she sings part of it in Gaelic, as you heard, and she obviously part of it in English. Everybody knows the English version, like not everybody, but most people who. So
you want me to learn the Gaelic version?
I want you to learn the English.
I don't even
version.
know that language.
Yep. You should do it in Korean, man. I wonder if you could do it in Korean.
Old Lang Syne.
Not Konglish.
이제 우리는. I'll just make up words.
Yeah. It'd be good though. It's a great song, wonderful song.
It's a great song.
Passion.
And that was from the original soundtrack for Poseidon.
That was. So who's in the movie?
Who's in the movie?
There are some great actors and actresses in the movie.
Brian Jew.
Brian Jew is not in. Actually, weren't you one of the passengers that perished?
No, actually, I was the wave.
Ooh, Brian Jew is the wave, featuring the wave. Brian Jew. Hey, yes, it stars Josh Lucas. I don't know if you know Josh Lucas. He's actually a pretty famous TV star right now. He's got this program called The Firm. It's like a takeoff from the Tom Cruise film.
Oh, I like that actor.
Yep, he's really good.
Okay.
He was in American Psycho. He played one of Christian Bale's friends in American Psycho. He was in A Beautiful Mind.
Wasn't he also in Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon?
No, that was actually... Who the heck was that? He might have been. I don't know.
The husband that she married in the past and then she
ran away from
ends up liking him again?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, can't remember. If listeners are out there and they've got an IMDb, tell us what that answer
yes,
is.
Google
he also played
us.
Glory Road. He played a coach based on a true story. A coach. One of the.
It is that guy then. Okay, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Same person.
Great story. It also one of my favorite action heroes from days of old was a guy named Kurt Russell.
Of course.
Kurt Russell's amazing.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, dude, that
Love
movie is
that
awesome.
movie.
Have you ever seen Escape from New York?
No.
Escape from L.A. Don't watch Escape from L.A. It's not.
But
as
New York
good.
is worth it?
New York is very cool.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Very good. And he did, he did one of my favorite all-time horror movies.
Which was?
It's actually not the original, but it's the second original movie, The Thing. Did it in like 1981. Super scary. There's actually a brand new version of it that I think came out last year.
Yeah, but it wasn't advertised too well.
No, and it wasn't as good as the 1981 version. The movie was directed by Wolfgang Peterson, who's really, really famous. He did such movies as Troy, Air Force One, The Perfect Storm, etc. And it's a couple of lovely ladies in this show, Brian. Have you ever heard of Jacinda Barrett?
Never. Jacinda Barrett. It sounds familiar. I'm not
just know she's wonderful. Positively wonderful. And it also stars a young lady by the name of Emily Rossum, who played Jake Gyllenhaal's girlfriend in the movie Day After Tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, she's lovely.
Beautiful.
Lovely. She's very beautiful. So, yeah, there's a couple of reasons. And before we go into the reasons, though, I want to know, Brian, and I'm sure everybody listening wants to know, what are your New Year's resolutions?
My New Year's resolutions are to get in better shape.
Okay.
Which I've been doing okay so far.
Okay.
To finance my money situation a little bit better.
Okay.
And 3, to become a world star.
To become a world star.
Yes.
In terms of singing, as a new actor?
Anything.
In terms of anything?
I could act, music, comedy roles in
Radio.
TV shows, radio.
Yep.
Anything I can do in entertainment business, I'd love to do.
Cool.
So all you listeners out there,
makes you happy.
Please make that happen.
Please.
Make that happen.
Please.
I'm just trying to do different accents so you can see that I can be in movies
He's
in the
very
UK.
versatile.
Hello, I'm from Ireland.
Hey,
what I wanted to you.
Hey, do you want to know my New Year's resolution?
Actually, no.
Oh.
No, of course I do.
I want to
So,
be...
Mike, what are your 3 New Year's?
You know what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to keep my resolutions very simple. I want to cook more.
Okay, at home.
And I want to experiment. I've been experimenting with a lot
processed
of
foods. No
fast
more foods.
No, I'm a gourmet rice eater. I spend tons of money on rice, and I mix it with a bunch of like different kinds of dishes, and I try a little bit of Mexican, and I try a little bit of Korean, and
You
I
should
do this
try more brown and black rice.
I do. I
Okay.
eat it. That's all I eat.
Okay, because white rice will actually pack on some pounds.
It's really, for me, I don't know why, but it's really bad for my liver. So
White rice is?
Yeah, it actually adds fat to my liver.
There you go, guys. White rice is actually bad for certain people's livers.
Exactly.
Yes.
So back to the movie. Why should people? Let me ask you. Why should people watch this movie?
People should watch this movie because of the crazy CG graphics.
Okay.
The beautiful actors.
Yes.
And the action.
Yeah. And if you really like, it's got really good suspense. Like, there's some scenes where they're like, they have to hold their breath. And like when you're watching the movie, all you do is
a lot of suspense.
Hold your breath. Yes, it's quite scary.
Yes.
Yep.
So how would you evaluate this
movie? How would I
movie?
evaluate this movie? I would give it, because it does have a really good amount of suspense. But, so I would give it a 4 for the suspense.
Okay.
But I would, the acting is there's good actors in it, but it's really not like, I don't know if it's the acting or the writing or what, but it's just not the best. So I have to round it off for a 3.
Okay.
I've seen it several times, which means, I usually don't watch movies more than once unless I think it's decent enough to watch.
So what's the meter they can use
The
today?
meter is a 3-punch meter, and it's a strong 3-punch, so is my 3-punch combo.
Kind of sound like jabs more like.
How's that?
Wow, you even had a person like scream in the background.
That was my Mr. T.
Mr. T does that?
Have you not seen Rocky 3?
No.
Man,
I did. I
dude.
forgot the scene, though. Well, with that said, you should bring Rocky 3 one day.
I'll do the whole Rocky series because everybody should watch every one of them.
Mike just made a promise to us here. That's a verbal
that's coming up
contract.
in the New Year's, baby.
Yes. So with that said, we're going to say bye to Mike and see him in the new year.
Yep. Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh my gosh. When we see Mike next time, it'll be 2013.
We'll all be older.
And we're going to play a song for you guys right now. And Mike, what's it called?
It's called Half Light by a group called Athlete. Take care, everybody.
We're back. Thank you, Mike, for explaining about Poseidon. I know a lot of people didn't know about that film, but it was funny with all the accents and everything right now. I want to go back to some Twitter comments right now as we speak. And this is from Claire. And Claire wrote, yes, I seen this movie. We all have. Well, the majority, I feel like, in the world saw this movie. Also, we have one from Christina Lee. Thanks for playing All Lang Syne. Oh, you're welcome, Christina. I didn't know you liked that song that much. I was telling the producer earlier when the song was going out that song actually scares me a little bit. Because as a child, I remember seeing a horror movie, and that song was playing in the background. So sometimes I like it, and sometimes it freaks me out. So now you know how I feel about that song. You know, it's got its good and bad sides to it for me. Also, Chloe Clementinis, I can't pronounce her last name, wrote, I love this song by Mandy Moore. Yes, that Mandy Moore track from the Center Stage soundtrack was a great song. I first time I ever heard the song, actually, and the lyrics are amazing. I love songs like that. Also, Brian G. Canada International wrote, World Star Brian, fighting, I will support you. Thank you very much. It's going to happen. She wrote, it's going to happen. Well, I hope it does. And if it does, I'm going to thank you personally if I see you, Brian G. Canada. Thank you very much. Right now, we're going to go into the next song. It was requested by listener 2008. That's the number, the last four digits of her number, 2008. And this is probably for one of the, I could say, one of the most famous and popular movie songs of 2012 and 2013. And this is from the James Bond film Skyfall, which is still in theaters now. So if you haven't seen it, please go see it. And this is Adele with Skyfall from the Skyfall soundtrack. All right, that was Skyfall by Adele. And now it's time to end of the show. It's time of the end of the show. I know what you're thinking. It's too short. But stick around because we have 1013 Main Street with An Jung Hyun next. And I just want to wish everybody a happy, happy new year. It's going to be a great year for us all in 2013. 2012 wasn't that great. 2013 will be great. So for the last song of the year for the drive-in, this is Time for Miracles by Adam Lambert. So this is Brian G signing off. Wishing you guys a happy, happy new year and God bless you all. Peace.